Oh my gosh, the news was so stupid today. Alright, let's get to it. Saturday, July 11th. Front page of the newspaper today, Greg Hardy, who the Dallas Cowboys were able to pick up for a deal. He came with some baggage. He's a great defensive end. They signed him, and it was such a steal. The problem was he was under like an 11-game suspension. And so the Cowboys picked him up. They appealed the suspension. So it's been reduced to 4 games. So the Cowboys get a great defensive player who will miss the first 4 games, and then he'll come in. He'll be a monster. Greece was on the front page today. So, wow, this country. So now, after they got the no vote from the people saying no to austerity measures and bailout issues, the European country said, you have a deadline. Greece said, we have a bailout offer. And it came out at $59 billion for 3 years with harsh austerity measures, which was exactly what they put to the whole country in this no and yes vote. So they voted no for it, then came to the bargaining table with that, and the parliament passed it. This is what bad leadership looks like. All that time wasted, all that just indecisive. You can't run a country that way. I'm not experienced running countries, but I think anybody looking in could see that it's a little unstable and wishy-washy. Front page was also talking about how these data centers that I talked about the other day are gold mines. Facebook's building a $1 billion data center that stores all this data, and it uses a lot of electricity, doesn't hire very many people, but they pay their taxes and uses a lot of electricity. It's a lot of money for states that have them. The Daughters of the Republic. You never heard of them outside of Texas, but they're a group of women that have been responsible for the Alamo for the last 110 years. And anyways, the state didn't want them to be responsible anymore and took it from them. And so their caretaker status of the Alamo has been removed, and now it's in the hands of the state of Texas Bureau of Land Management or whatever. Governor Abbott of Texas is going to New York to woo businesses away from there. As you know, Texas is a very business-friendly state. When Governor Perry was governor, he would go to other states telling them to move to Texas, and a lot have. Toyota recently left California and is coming to Plano up here in North Texas. Farmers Insurance, State Farm. There's an Amazon hub here. But he's going to New York right now to tell them, come on over to Texas, because New York has got that place just got the highest business tax ever, the worst. A clerk in one of the counties in Texas has quit over issuing gay marriage licenses. Good for her. A statue of General Lee was defaced with the word shame on it. Here's the problem with these people that are hating on all the Confederate flags and the statues. I totally get it. I understand why. I got it. Symbols of hatred. I understand. But don't rewrite history and start asking that everything that you don't agree with be removed. Hey, we noticed that Lincoln has a memorial over there in D.C. That guy said something against fat people. All the fat people are going to ask that he be removed from, the statue's there, man. Deal with it. It's a symbol. Learn the history of it. Hate it, like it. But don't try to rewrite history and remove these statues that way. That's dumb. There's people still swimming in North Carolina, even though there's been 9 people bit. Sharks gotta eat. But people are playing the statistics game over there. Hey, you have a better chance of dying on the way over here. Yeah, I get it. Still ain't going swimming in a place that's had 9 people get bit in the course of 30 days. No thanks. A bear was shot from a porch, a tree hanging over someone's front porch. He was shot with a tranq dart and fell. Fell kind of funny. You saw the picture in the newspaper. The Fed personnel chief quit. She's the one who's responsible for all the federal personnel, basically the federal human resources. The data breach was huge. They showed a picture of this lady in the newspaper today. This lady looked like my old grandma or something. I mean, she was like 80 years old. Was she still using dial-up for the anti-hacking software? Oh, this should cover it. We should be fine. Someone go to Walmart and get Norton antivirus. California's turning off the beach showers. I grew up in Cali, and when you're on the way to the car, or you're just getting out of the water or trekking across the sand, you want to get all that sand off you. But now, because of the water problems in California, they turned off the beach showers. So now hobos don't have a place to shower, which is really sad. World news, Tajikistan. I know, what? Where? Tajikistan? Who? How many stands are there? A lot of stands. But in Tajikistan, a lot of those guys there, because of the economic situation, they're going to ISIS. They're being heavily recruited. Russia's kicking them out of Russia. They're saying if you're going to still work here as laborers, you're going to have to pay a fee, an application, speak Russian, yada yada. Well, some of these guys are like, we can't do this. They go back home to Tajikistan, and Tajikistan don't have anything for them. So they go to ISIS. A volcano in Mexico erupted, spilling lava and ash. Big deal. 60,000 people are fleeing a typhoon in China. Big deal. 25 die in a clothing stampede giveaway. Bangladesh, I think it was. The owner of a factory that makes clothing said, I'm going to give away some of these clothes. And he gave people tokens so you can show up with the tokens, and then you come and get the clothes. More people showed up than was supposed to, and 25 people were killed in a stampede, including kids. And the owner has been arrested along with his family members because he, according to the police, he didn't do enough to stop that. In Tunisia, the site of that massacre of 38 tourists, Tunisia has smoked 5 terrorists. So they found 5 dudes and killed them. I mean, they needed to do something, otherwise it looked like they weren't doing anything about it. So probably had a meeting and said, hey, back alley Bill over there, pull him in too. Yeah, get him. We'll call him a terrorist. The mother of the 3 kids that drowned, 3 kids drowned in a pool in Irving, just down the street here. All siblings. That was horrible. I think that week 8 kids drowned in North Texas. It was horrible. But these 3 kids drowned. The mom has been arrested. Why? She was on the phone. Cops did their investigation. She was on the phone the whole time that her kids were drowning. 1 kid went in. The 2 other kids came in to save their sister, and they drowned. And the whole time the mom was on the phone. I don't even have words for that. Omar Sharif is dead. He was in Lawrence of Arabia. Dr. Zhivago. Omar Sharif is dead. U.S. men's soccer wins. Federer beat Murray in tennis to advance to the finals of Wimbledon. And Wells Fargo must pay $8 million to a Dallas woman for fraud over some trust issue. Some trust that she had. But hold on here. I forgot about one thing. Where is it? Arts and Life. Sorry, we forgot to do this day in history. Oh, a guy was talking about internet dating. He had got divorced, and he said he's going to try out internet dating. And he said, you know, he met this lady at a bar, or a Starbucks, the first date. And right when she walks in, she says, "You better be more important than curling." And the guy said, "What?" She said, the U.S. curling is on right now, and we're in a position to win. I had to come to this date and miss curling. So that's the kind of people you get on that website, is what he's saying. But he says people post these things nobody can attain to. Looking for a man who is emotionally aware. And a man doesn't even know what emotionally aware means. Alright. This day in history. 1798, the U.S. Marine Corps was formally established by a congressional act that also created the U.S. Marine Band, because every military group needs a band. You've got to be kidding me.